Hi, and welcome back to another video, or to your first video if that is your first one. My name is Lena and I love books, but today I want to talk about the things that I love and not so love in books, because, you know, I do sort of reviews. Not really, I don't consider them reviews. They're subjective opinions on books. So I thought I'd maybe just run through a list of things that I liked and didn't like, and like that, you could maybe discover that we perhaps have a similar taste, or not at all. If you still want to stick around and watch my videos, be my guest, but at least you then know what my biases are, because my reviews, opinions are all tinted. Anyways, let's start. And I want to start off positively. So one thing that I do love, and that if you have seen any of my videos probably know by now, is that I love manga, and for that I would like to give you the example of Gogo Monster by Taya Matsumoto, a lovely 10 out of 10 manga that I've just recently read and that I can't stop talking about. Now going to a more negative part, because I don't have structure and it's good that you know that up front. A thing that I don't like are short stories. And I would like to give you an example by one of my most favorite authors actually. This is Neil Gaiman's Trigger Warning, and it took me forever to get through this and I didn't enjoy it. But I love Neil Gaiman. It just takes me forever to get comfortable within a story, and with short stories, as soon as I'm in there, it's over. So that's why I don't find them that interesting or appealing for me. But there's one exception to that, and that is horror. If short stories are from the horror genre, I usually tend to have a better time reading them, because I feel like horror thus gain from not revealing too much. And here I have Junji Ito's Fragments of Horror, combining the first two bullet points that I've just mentioned. Of course, I don't only love horror in a short story format, I also love the long version of it. Really love it. This is Stephen King's Misery, one of the best, if not the best, Stephen King that I have ever read. Okay, while we're at genres, let's move to something that I try to avoid because I know that I will not like it, and that is sci-fi. Here I have with me Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Especially when it gets too technical and they're all throwing around terms, I'm lost. I'm just not interested in outer space and all that has to do with it. Okay, while we're at the topic of the pet peeve genre, I would like to mention Dystopia. I don't know what it is. To be fair, I don't really rate them that low, but they also never seem to blow me away. And I'm probably gonna make some enemies, but I didn't enjoy George Orwell's 1984 that much. It's a classic. I don't think it's badly written, but there's just something about dystopias that I can't connect with. As another example for this, I would like to mention Station 11 by Emily Mandel. This also serves me as a great example for another thing that I detest, which is time jumps. I just can't stand when a book jumps backwards and forwards in time. Once I'm in one storyline, I'm totally invested and I don't want to go anywhere else, but if we're jumping somewhere else, I'm losing interest of the previous story arcs. I do have another one with time jumps, but I also want to use it as a segue. I do have Ruth Ware's The It Girl with me. This does jump between two time points, and actually it wasn't that annoying to me, like the jumping, but what was that there was literally no thrill in there. I feel like I'm just incapable of enjoying slice of life. But I would like to talk about the next one, and it's connected to the other one, and that is One by One by Ruth Ware, because you know what she did there and what I hate as well. She spoiled her own ending. Let's go to the other one. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Spoiled his own ending. Spoiled his own entire story, to be fair, the first, I think, 20 pages. Don't like it. I really love to be taken by surprise, and I said it once before in another video. I think that for me personally, even trigger warnings I try to avoid, just because I hate it. I detest it. Whenever I just know a single thing of a book, I try to stay in the dark as much as I can with a story to be as surprised as I can. That is connected with my love for ambiguous endings, especially if the ending is choosing between bad and worse. As an example, this is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. What I also like in books is if a book does question morals and beliefs and makes you question whether something that you always viewed as right or wrong is actually that. And for that I do have the example of Mieko Kawakami's Heaven. Maybe loosely connected to that is The Temple House Vanishing by Rachel Donahue, but what I actually wanted to mention this for was that I feel like, and that is something I have recently discovered, I think that I really like whenever a story talks about teacher and student relationships. I don't know what it is, and it doesn't have to be sexual. I also have Bastien Vivet's Paulina, which is a story about a ballet student and his teacher, and it's not sexual, it's not inappropriate. As I have already mentioned that romance is not my most favorite genre, I would like to add to it that somehow, when it comes to graphic novels, I can take much more. So I feel like a romance that I would have never enjoyed if it was written out in a novel, I love as a graphic novel, and that is Heartstopper, of course. Who doesn't love Heartstopper? I mean, but anyways, I'll give you an example for another romance, and that is Sally Rooney's Normal People. Didn't like it. Not really. But you know why? Besides the genre factor, the characters also did just not talk. They just didn't talk to each other, to anybody. And I hate that. I hate that in real life, and I hate that in my stories. I'll give you two others, and that is Because They Have Something in Common. That is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Dwyer, and The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. I forgot. Christine Hanna. One other thing that I really despise is romanticization of the Second World War. Don't like it. Hate it. I just don't like whenever books are doing this kind of, oh yeah, I mean, it was dangerous, but isn't that also what makes it so sexy? I just personally I just don't agree. This may be my roots, but I feel like through romanticizing the Second World War, we kind of make it more harmless than it was, and maybe that could, you know, be a bit problematic. But honestly, I often feel like, who am I to judge what other people love and what they don't love? I do have my questionable tastes in literature as well, so as long as you're aware of this being a false portraiture of the horrors and struggles of that time, I'm already glad. And now my last one, that is also the one that I have my least words for, in a sense of I just don't know how to describe it. But this is going to be an example for phenomenal craftsmanship and just beautiful writing. Whenever that happens, I can't but be wowed. And one of those wow books is Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. Now, thank you so much for watching. Maybe you do hate me now, but I thought that it would be good to be a bit transparent on why I sometimes feel a certain way about a book. If you like this video, if you think like, oh, I think we have a similar taste, or feel like you could just gain something from maybe me talking about books, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you again at another day in another video. Bye!